Okay guys, I'm not used to doing these reviews, so I'll give it my best shot. This is my computer screen you're seeing, and I'm using a program called Reflector to show you what's happening on the iPad. I got the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I've had it for about 8 months now, and I must say I'm very pleased with it. So from an artist standpoint, it's definitely worth getting. Let's go into why and why not. What's good, what's bad. Um, for programs for drawing using with the Applepen, I found that Procreate is by far my favorite. Um, there's no comparison at all. Um, I basically bought full versions of all the drawing programs I could find that worthwhile or recommended. But I gave them between 5 and 10 hours each. Probably Concepts is the one that comes the closest to being satisfying to me. I actually have used Concepts for quite a bit, but in the end, I ended up only using Procreate. Does the program have everything I need? Yes, more or less. I haven't really run into any issues. It's a very well functioning program. It got all the available things you need. The program is very intuitive. Let's go into a picture. Let's choose one. Let's just take this one. I think I have layers in this. I don't. But basically, this was created. Well, my drawing skills don't mind. They aren't top notch, but um, doing stuff like this in Procreate is really easy. You have a ton of different tools, and you can download extras. You see, I've downloaded quite a few for the ballpoint pen, which I enjoy drawing with, and I downloaded some stuff for brushes, shrinking, but there's so many settings if you really want to go into depth with it that I'm sure whatever you want or need, you can either make yourself or download, and someone will have made it for you. Now, some of the stuff I really like about Procreate is you can actually work on rather large canvases, but there are limits to the amount of layers depending on how big a canvas. So I've chosen this size here, 6,000 and something times 4,000 something. This allows me 14 layers to work with. Drawing black and white pictures or even rendering black and white pictures, I haven't observed any lag or any issues. But when you start using colors in this size, and when it gets really advanced and you start blurring stuff, you will have lag. Um, it has problems handling sizes above the 3000 area times something uh, when you're going into the coloring. So if you're planning on using this as a painter's tool, as being a painter, you should be aware that if you're doing heavily graphical stuff, you will have to work in sizes around the actual screen size for it not lagging. But 2700 times 2000 isn't bad, but it's just not publication level resolutions. But for me, doing this stuff you see here, these pictures, they no lag at all. It takes a lot more. Uh, so stuff like the picture I showed you and these black and white stuff, no lag, no problems at all. The program just runs fluently. Now, some of the features of Procreate is amazingly nice, like this perspective guide. You can just put in perspectives, 3-point perspective, and you got perspective grid just on the fly and working well. You can record what you're doing on the screen. You can share those recordings, and the program itself has a ton of options. Just like every brush you got, you can also use as a blur tool. Every brush you got, you can use as an eraser. So I'm not gonna go that much in depth with this part. You can create folders and organize stuff. So I wholeheartedly can fully endorse buying this for a sketcher's drawing tool for the studying artist, or if you really want a drawing screen. This is not a Cintiq. There are programs that will allow you to draw on your computer and using your computer program, so the iPad becomes an extra screen, but they do have lag issues. Some of them actually work. I've tried 3 different kinds. Some of them works for a while, but they kind of have these memory bleed outs, so eventually they'll start lagging worse and worse, and you'll get that pen drag. Um, what else should I say about this? It's really nice and mobile. Um, with the power levels, I I can work on this on with heavy duty pictures for 5-6 hours without running dry of power. So that's definitely not an issue. The pen, the Apple Pen, well, not an issue either. It holds power extremely well, and it recharges so fast that you'll never have problems with it. Even if you are drawing and you run dry of power on the pen, it takes maybe what, a maximum of 5 minutes to have enough power to draw hours again. So it's really not an issue at all. Uh, I will advise you to get a screen protector, um, and I can wholeheartedly advise you to get the Copter rubber screen protector, because it kind of gives you this paper feel with resistance when you're drawing. So it's really nice. Apart from that, I don't know what else to say. I love having it. I've been using it for non-stop since I got it. I hardly draw on paper anymore, only because I force myself to. But the program does everything it should. It's compatible with a lot of different files, so you can actually import all the Adobe Photoshop works and stuff into it, and the layers still work. You can export and import from Clip Studio, so that works really well as well. Um, yeah, you definitely worth the money for the price. If you get one, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it.